I never thought words could cut deeper than a knife, but hers did. My wife, Lisa, had always had a sharp tongue. I knew that. I accepted it, or so I thought. But that night, in our bedroom, her words pierced me in a way that I'll never forget. It started innocently, or at least I thought so. We had been married for 7 years, and intimacy, while not as frequent as in the honeymoon phase, was still something we shared. That night, I wanted to connect, to feel close, to share a moment that reminded us of the bond we had built. She looked at me and laughed. Not a light laugh, but a cruel, mocking laugh. "Tiny man, tiny performance," she sneered, her words dripping with contempt. I froze. The words weren't just about physicality. They were an attack on my confidence, my pride, my very sense of self. I had loved her, trusted her, invested years into this marriage, and in one sentence, she shredded everything. I tried to respond, but the words caught in my throat. My anger rose, but it was mixed with hurt, humiliation, disbelief. Lisa smirked, clearly enjoying the reaction she was getting. "Oh, don't act so surprised," she said. "I've always been honest, just didn't think you could handle it." I looked at her and realized something critical in that moment. This wasn't about a fleeting insult. This was about control, about power, about humiliation. She was testing me, pushing me, proving she could dominate me emotionally, and I wasn't going to let it continue. So I left. I packed a bag, just a small one, for a temporary escape, or so I told myself, and walked out. I didn't scream, I didn't argue. I just left. The shock in her eyes as I closed the door behind me was something I'll never forget. The smirk faded, replaced by confusion, then panic. She didn't call me immediately. She didn't chase me at first. But the next day, her texts started coming. "Ryan, come back. I didn't mean it. I was joking. I'm sorry." I ignored them. By the third day, she was calling. I didn't answer. She left voicemails, each one more desperate than the last. "I can't believe you left over one comment. Please, let's talk." I let her plead, let her stew in her own panic, because leaving wasn't about revenge, it was about reclaiming myself, about showing her, without a single word, what happens when disrespect crosses the line. By the 5th day, she showed up at my apartment. I opened the door just enough to let her see me. She looked around, seeing that I had moved on, even if only in small ways. The furniture arrangement was different. The walls felt lighter, and most importantly, I looked unbothered. She stopped, suddenly aware that her mockery, her cruelty, hadn't had the effect she intended. She tried again, softer this time. "Ryan, please." I shook my head. "No. You think words like that are harmless. You think humiliation is funny. It's not. And I won't let it happen again." Her eyes welled with tears. Genuine tears. Not the teasing, mocking smirk from before, but real, raw regret. "Please, I didn't realize," she whispered. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. The lesson had been delivered. The power dynamics had shifted. She realized in that moment that her words could hurt, but her control over me was gone. Weeks later, things changed. Not immediately. Not magically. But she began to respect boundaries, to realize that mockery and cruelty weren't tools to manipulate me. She apologized repeatedly, genuinely, understanding the depth of the harm she had caused. And in a strange, bittersweet way, that moment, the one that had shattered my confidence, became the turning point. Not just for her, but for me. I learned that leaving doesn't always mean giving up. Sometimes it's the only way to reclaim self-respect, to establish boundaries, and to force someone to confront their own cruelty. Lisa's tears when I left? Priceless, not because I wanted to humiliate her, but because it reflected truth. The truth that disrespect has consequences. That betrayal, mockery, and cruelty can't exist unchecked. And most importantly, that reclaiming your own dignity is a power no one can take from you, not even someone you once loved deeply.